Well, hello there. We are back outside, ready to do a bit more grilling today. Today is the 4th of July, so happy Independence Day to all my friends and family in America, anyone watching over there. Now, obviously, 4th of July, big barbecue day. I will be doing some of the kind of traditional burgers, hot dogs, and all that kind of stuff for the grandkids when they get home from school. But before that, I'm going to throw a couple steaks on for lunch and see how we're going. Now, these steaks I've got for you today are flat iron steaks from the local butcher, as I've mentioned before. But I've done them a bit differently than some of the previous ones. Previously, I've showed you just basic salt and pepper rubs. I've showed you some various spice rubs that you throw on a steak. These two I've actually marinated in two very different things. So these, I actually started preparing them yesterday. So they've had nearly a full 24 hours in a marinade. Now, they don't necessarily need that long. I would probably say 6 to 12 hours is enough. But leaving it in there longer is just going to give you more flavor as that kind of soaks in. So the first one we've got, and I know it's hard to actually see the steak through the sauce right now, but that one's a fairly basic teriyaki glaze. So over the counter bottle of teriyaki sauce, I added a bit of water to it just to thin it down. Water works well with a lot of those glazes. And then, yeah, just salted the meat as normal, threw it in there. Now, I didn't salt this one anywhere near as much as I normally would. Because obviously teriyaki has soy in it, and soy has a lot of salt in it. So just a very light salting, and then into the glaze with that one. So a very kind of maybe Japanese or Oriental bent on that one. This next one here is very much more kind of a Korean blend to it. Now what this is Gochujang, and I am probably mispronouncing that. I am not great with that one. Uh, but that's the stuff right there that I'm using. And it is just basically a fermented red paste. I thinned it down. Now, with this one, rather than thinning it with water, I thinned it actually with a little bit of oil. I used sunflower, but thinning this one down with the oil just works a bit better than water. And again, that's had that same marinade time as the other one. I will get these out of the marinade and throw them on the grill, and I'll let you see them cook. We'll meet you over there. All right, now I'm going to try something a little bit different here, and we're going to keep the steaks cooking, hopefully, in the bottom of the screen there. And while they cook, I'm going to throw something else up on the screen here, and I'm going to ask you guys for your real thoughts, your real opinions. I've had a lot of comments from people about, doing takeaway or ordering food or getting a chance to actually eat some of the barbecue that I do. Now, what I've got showing up here, hopefully, if I've edited this correctly, will be a list of some prices. Now, based on the quality of the meat that I'm using, the amounts of seasoning I'm using, the time and energy and everything else that it takes to cook this stuff, these are kind of the minimum prices that I would be looking at if I was to actually consider starting to sell this stuff. And as the people watching this channel, I would like your honest opinion. Is that something you would pay? Obviously, I know a lot of you are all over the world, so you won't actually be the ones buying it. But, if you were close enough, if you were in the area, is that a price that you would be happy to pay for, good quality barbecue? leave me the comments below. Let me know what you honestly think, because I know that Joanne mentioned a couple times, and I don't usually go into the personal stuff on this channel that much. But Joanne mentioned that I've been having some health issues. I've been off work for a while, and you know, my job's actually just recently decided to let me go because I wasn't there. I wasn't able to do the job, and I'm not really gung-ho about jumping back into another IT space right now. It was a very highly stressful job. It was a lot going on. There was, well, I'm not even going to get into all of that, but the stress was not good for my health, and I'm genuinely thinking about the idea of doing something else. I would love for that other thing to be barbecue, and I really want to know, you know, would this work for people? Could I actually make a go of that? Opinions below. I won't hold any more than that. I'll let you go. We'll let those steaks finish up cooking, and we'll be back to try them. All right, we are back at the table. We have let our steaks have a couple minutes to rest, and yeah, I left that footage in real time just to show you that these steaks do not take long to cook. I want to say from the footage that I took of it, what, 3 minutes to cook? So nothing at all to it. So let's go ahead and cut into these boys and see what they're like. So I'm going to start out with the teriyaki steak, and I'll just get a nice shot of that one. And yeah, I left that one purposely quite rare. Like I said, all I did was cook them for 3 minutes because I'm eating these and I like my steaks rare. Another minute each side. Probably would have brought them to a medium. But I'm going to go ahead and try this now and see how it looks. See how it is. Mm. So most of you will know about teriyaki. You know what it tastes like. It's got a little bit of a sweetness to it, a bit of saltiness. And on that nice, good quality flat iron steak, it's gorgeous. It's lovely. Now then, moving on to the gochujang. And I really hope I am pronouncing that correctly, but I have no idea. And again, I have left that very rare because that's the way I like my steaks. Pink, almost red. Used to say if you slapped a band-aid on it, it'd be back in the field tomorrow. To me, that's where you get the most flavor out of a steak. You don't need to overcook them. I know there will be people who will say that you want to cook them more or that they can't eat them with blood in them. But I mean, blood is flavor, folks. That's just part of it. Mm. Now, the gochujang is, I won't say it's super spicy. I mean, it is a fermented red pepper paste. So it does have that element of heat, that element of spice, adds a really nice flavor to it. And because I've let it sit on this meat for a while, it's soaked down into the meat. It's not just on the surface. And in doing that, it's also tenderized the meat somewhat. So that's a good steak. Mm. Okay, well, that's going to be about it for today, I think. 2 more ways to cook steaks. I know I'd had a couple questions in the comments about different ways to cook steaks. And I do apologize, but your name eludes me right now. But I did see the comment about the lovely lady whose husband will only eat steaks. And hopefully by now I've showed you a few different ways to prep those and cook them, and some different ideas to go with to give you some variety with that. Hopefully, he'll also start watching the channel and try some of the other stuff that we're doing. But if he is bound and determined to stick to steaks, there's a few different ways to do them. So until next time, see you around.